So today's guest's favorite cocktail is a Bloody Mary, one of the most disgusting cocktails known to man, made in history. Fight me. I don't care. But what they want, they get. And realistically, building this cocktail is built in the glass. It's actually very easy. It's the prep work that's going to take a bit. So as you can see, we have a lot of ingredients. Let's get into what we need. You're going to need vodka as your base. We're going to need lemon juice. You're going to need olive juice. I also got this little medley. It has Kamala and green olives. For garnish, I also have blue cheese stuffed olives for garnish. You're going to need a tomato juice. You can do Clamato if you want to do a Caesar, like a Bloody Caesar. But I personally do like V8, the vegetable medley. You're going to add a lot of flavors to this, and like just plain tomato juice to me is just not it. So this is gonna be my spin on it. And well, do it however you want to do it. Just use these ingredients. You're going to need celery salt, not regular salt, celery. You're going to need horseradish. It does stink, but you need it. You're going to need pepper, white pepper, black pepper, doesn't matter. Pepper is pepper. I like to use celery bitters. This is what I like. You don't need this. This is not necessary for like the original recipe. You're going to need Worcestershire sauce. What I have here is more than enough for 2 cocktails, so keep that in mind when you use this, okay? You're also going to need hot sauce. I have Tajín because both me and my mother are clinically addicted to Tajín. And I'm actually going to sprinkle a little bit on top because we love that. Not necessary. You can also rim your glasses with Tajín if you want. I'm not doing that today, but you could. You're going to need your shaker, as always, a jigger to measure, and actually you're going to need a mixing spoon. This is the first time, no, this is the second time I've had this on the show, mixing spoon. Now, the Bloody Mary is one of those cocktails that are really good for what you like. As long as you have the base ingredients, you can use this to whatever your taste is. So you don't have to follow exactly how much I put in, but as long as you have these base ingredients, use it to taste. This is what I do. So for 2 cocktails, we're going to go in with 2 ounces of lemon juice. That means it's 1 ounce per. If you want to count and not use a jigger, that's 8 counts. We're going to go in now with some celery salt. Always do less than what you think, because when you taste it, you can always add to taste. You can never take away. Keep that in mind. So I'm going to go in with a little pinchy pinch, actually more, because my mom actually likes celery salt. So we're going to go in a little bit more for now. We're going to take our bar spoon and we're going to scoop up a healthy dollop of radish. Oh God, this is so fucking disgusting. Okay, we're gonna go in with a few of pepper. In measurements, do I know what pows are? No, but I hope that you do. Okay, now with olive juice, we're gonna go in with 2 ounces. That's an ounce per cocktail. Some people actually don't like using olive juice. My mom personally does, and that's kind of how I learned how to make it. Shout outs to you. Why did I know how to make a Bloody Mary before I was able to drink a Bloody Mary? Maybe not so many shout outs. Worcestershire sauce. We want this for color. So we're going to go in, let's say 4 dashes to start. Oh, my hole is bigger. My hole's not big. The hole on this is bigger. So it wasn't 4 dashes, but you want to use 4 dashes about. And then we're going to go in with hot sauce. Personally, I feel like it needs to be a Louisiana hot sauce. It can be Tabasco. It could be this off-brand because I got it from Dollar Tree because period, save your coin. It could be whatever, but I think it should be Louisiana. So we're going to go in with a few dashes. I did like 10, I think, because she likes a little spicy. And then we're going to go in with the celery bitters. It just enhances the celery taste. Normally they would garnish with the celery stick anyway, so it just kind of like replaces that in a sense. Going with 2 dashes to start. All right. Now that we've done all of that, we can go in with alcohol. Alcohol should always be the last thing, because if you make a mistake, you don't want to toss out your alcohol. And many times you've seen me do alcohol first. Don't follow that. Do alcohol last. Standard 2 ounces per cocktail. And I'm just going to build everything in the shaker because I want to, but you could just do the tomato juice part in the shaker and then put vodka in your glass. It's totally up to you. Now, what I'm going to do is go in with 2 ounces of our veggie juice. To start, we're going to top it off with more, don't worry. Add in a little bit of ice. Seal her up nice and tight, because God forbid I get tomato juice on me. And shake her up. This is probably the most long-winded cocktail you'll ever get from me. But once you make a base of this, you can kind of like store it in your fridge, like, you know what I'm saying? And then you have Bloody Marys all the time. You don't have to do this for every single one unless you want to, which would be stupid. I don't suggest you do that. Also, other people like to build in the glass. Like I said, personally, I like to shake it up, really kind of get those flavors really melded together and kind of dilute it out so that it's not like this thick sort of like, because you have the horseradish in there. Make it thick and clumpy. We don't want that. Let's taste. And I can use my mouth because it's my mother. I don't think that's bad. Actually, let's add a wee bit more lemon. So I'm going to go in with an ounce of lemon. All right. So now we're going to strain equally. Who wants to eat their cocktail? Like, this is like, she's raising her hand in the back right now. Yeah. Good. All right. Fill her up with ice. This is one of the few times that I actually won't use dirty ice because I feel like you really you need this to be cold. If you don't make this cold enough, it's going to taste like tomato soup, which respectfully, I can't say enough bad things about this goddamn cocktail. All right. Top her off with just a little bit more. And now we're going to garnish. I'm using these 8-inch skewers. They're a little large, but we like them large, right, ladies? Yeah. This looks like a fine. Use a smaller one. It makes more sense. Kind of going in with like a medley of, oh, this is pitted. Nice. Wish I would have told me that. Medley of the olives. I think blue cheese olives also is really, really good. Really, really good for this sort of cocktail because it kind of adds like a nice umami sort of like taste. That makes sense. Let me see. I'm gonna grab a purple one, which is a Kalamata olive, not Kamala Harris, but Kalamata. And down. I came prepared with straws this time. Remember the last episode I said that I was gonna have straws, or maybe one of those episodes, whatever. I came prepared, and here is your Bloody Mary. Welcome back to Shake Sip Spill. I'm your host, the Spirit Curator, and today I have my mother. What are we like? Episode 13 at this point or something, and I've been talking about getting a soundtrack. I really have to do that.
Really? But number 13? That's what you put me at?
I think it's 13. I'm pre-recording this, so.
Bad luck.
Well, then I'll try to make enough. What do you want me to do? 13 comes out on
Monday. You could have just warned me. That's all I'm saying.
Her favorite drink is a Bloody Mary. So yeah, let's drink it. Cheers. Oh. Tables. This is the first time that y'all have seen me have water. So good. Well, as long as she likes it. No criticisms.
No more celery salt.
I knew she was gonna say it needed more celery salt. I literally said I'm gonna put more because I know she likes celery salt. I knew she was gonna say it. We just went to Latanzi, and if you had watched the episode with Alessandro, what is that? I think it's episode 6. We were there. We got a Bloody Mary from them. As you can tell, I am not a Bloody Mary fan. That shit was phenomenal. It was so good. It was so good. And she sat there and held that drink. It was like, pinky out. In front of the owner. Alex is sitting there like, oh, how's the drink today? And she's like, could use some more celery salt. She gonna turn into a fucking celery salt. Oh my God, it's so Why? Tell me why.
Why?
Why do you like these?
Because if you have a hangover, they think you're just on your diet and you're just drinking tomato juice, but you're actually drinking vodka.
Nobody believes that anymore.
I know, but when I started liking them, that was why.
So why did you not stop liking them when you realized?
Because when I started liking them, they were delicious.
What's delicious about it?
Everything.
It's like gazpacho. Isn't that the cold tomato soup?
Cold tomato soup. Except it's not thick enough. It doesn't have enough celery salt. But
celery salt don't make shit thick, bro. What are you talking about?
I know, but I'm just saying that's gazpacho.
She put the two things and said it's not thick enough and said you don't have enough celery salt. The two do not correlate. We've been on the show for maybe about 2 to 5 minutes and you already see my life. I need you to get it together. I need you to get it together. All right. Let's talk about me, Maje. Besides of being a mother, you're a home health aide. Can you please explain what that is? Because I still don't know what it is. And well, you've been doing it for some time.
A home health aide is an aide who comes into your house.
I.e. home health aide. I feel like we understood that part.
Am I going to be able to finish my sentence? Okay. We go in there and we basically are just trying to keep you out of the hospital. We do light housekeeping. Depending on what your needs are, we're just there to aid you, to try to make you be able to do things for yourself and to help you with the things that you can't do. I go anywhere from people, from children to, I've had patients who are 101. They come in various sizes, shapes, nationalities, and languages. And we just kind of come in there to keep you out the hospital. Make sure you're all right. Make sure you got food in your refrigerator. You know, some people need their ass wiped.
So this is not like hospice stuff. This is like maybe
hospice is
before
end of the life. This is before. This is that you just need a little bit of help so you can stay in your home. Basically,
I never knew you had a child case. I only know about them old raggedy people. Them old people.
I don't really like to do children. I've had a few, some autistic, some Down syndrome. Don't really like children. Not because I don't like children, simply because I don't like to see a child like that. It hurts me because I have 4 healthy, beautiful children. And to see a child that cannot function normally because of birth defects, because something the hospital did, maybe a gene factor, it just really, I can't function with them.
Do you think it's important, sidebar, just because she likes to say, like, you know, when you have a kid, whenever I have a kid, oh God, whenever that is, don't even get her started. I'm sad I even brought it up. But to make sure that you get the genes tested, that they don't like counteract with each other or something, to possibly have what my mother lovingly refers to as an avocado baby. Lovingly.
I will love my avocado grandchild.
I'm not gonna. She thinks because I'm 32 and then I haven't had a kid yet, that by the time I do have a kid, like I'm gonna have a kid at 60, the child's gonna be
an avocado.
Yeah. I keep telling her, medical. There was just an article. Actually, let me see if I can find it. There was just an article that
about the old lady who just had babies.
No, not the old lady. Just that women are waiting later on in life because they want to fulfill more financial. They're finding love later on in life. Most people are having kids at 35, 36 now.
And they all have autism or retard or Down syndrome. They're avocado babies. I don't know what to tell you.
Kanye West did say that Beyonce's baby was autistic. And she had them babies at what age? She was at 30, right? She had them twins at 30. I love you, Beyonce. I don't think your kid is autistic. I'm just saying Kanye West did say that. And then that correlates with you. And I feel like if my mom really did pay attention to like Kanye West, she might agree with him. Do you know about Kanye West and how crazy he is?
Yes.
Do you agree with his sentiments?
No.
No.
Not all of them.
I say, hold on, wait a minute. I know my mama, and I'm listening to that man rant, and I know exactly what she would agree with. So I don't even know what she's talking about right now. No, trying to be all demure and shit. What you doing? Wait till we get to there's a beer section. Take it to the beer section. You're gonna reel you that now. Oh, that's gonna go out the window. 20 minutes. I give it 20 minutes. Okay, let's reel it in.
She's just trying to make me look bad.
I would never. I haven't talked about you on the show so many times. I'm always like, come on, mom, this is such a good thing. I just want them to see the true. You're not gonna be able to keep this facade up for too long. so respectfully, I'm gonna let her play it out. I'm gonna let her play it out. But there's a time limit on this, and I'm just waiting for it. I'm cool. I'll wait. So yeah. How is a home health aide different than a CNA? If it is different, because
it is different because a home health aide, you only need a certificate. A CNA, you need a license. It's state board certified and things like that. Not that they do much more than us, because when you work in the hospital and you're a CNA, you might as well just be a home health aide, because all you get to do is change sheets, wipe butts. Do all the stuff that a home health aide does in a hospital setting. You are the home health aide of the hospital. And we make the same salary.
But don't they feel like maybe a little, because they need a license or whatever, they're working
Yeah, they do feel like that. They do feel like they're better than us all the time. They walk into my cases and I just look at these people and I watch y'all run out screaming.
Because you can't.
Because I'm still there. Because you can't do what I do.
Period. Now, if y'all ever see me talk about how good I am at something, here's example A. Now, y'all ain't know my daddy, and y'all not finna meet my daddy because he's dead. But he big Leo energy. I got parent A and parent B who was like, you can't do nothing better than me. And so here I am as C, or I guess D technically, because I have an older brother. So technically I am D. Yeah, A, B, C, D. That is the alphabet, right? It's A, B, C. Hey. Because sidebar, they're not saying the ABCs anymore regularly. It's not A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. It's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, because they're having too many problems with the elemental P that the kids, they're so
avocado.
Tone it down. They're not here.
Avocado.
That every child move forward or no child left behind shit. With that Bloomberg, I ain't gonna hold you. Bloomberg was a fire ass mayor, but that they need to be left behind because they can't understand LMNOP. They're like the kids are saying LMNOP. Element is not a word. Element is not a letter. Element is not a letter.
Element is where you are. It's an element.
It's elementary school. This is where you need to be. Talk about some element. I don't know how to say it. It's LMNOP. The way that they do it, math is changing. Have you seen the new way that they do math? It's like graphs. There's like a number here, and then a number here, and then a number here, and then there's lines, and then there's this, and you had to like cross multiply them across, and then add the two numbers. Maybe 2 + 2 is 4. What's happening?
I'm so glad y'all out of school.
I'm so glad I'm out of school.
Because I would have to pull y'all out anyway and just homeschool you. Because y'all would never learn nothing.
Yeah, I don't think I learned nothing to begin with, honestly. I'm not quite sure how much I learned. I think I probably had the most education in middle school.
Yeah.
I think about like the quality of my teachers, quality of, like not. You go to high school, and I feel like I don't know about whatever, but like when I went to high school, it was very much about like not trade. Because I know that was kind of like during Michael's time, right? Mm-hmm. Where they wanted you to go to a trade school. But then it became like talent based. And then they started changing all the schools. Like I went to Andrew Jackson, but I didn't go to Andrew Jackson as Andrew Jackson. I went to it as Humanities and the Arts, like a campus magnet.
Breakdown school.
And they started breaking it down into charter schools or magnet schools is what they started breaking it down to. And then I feel like in middle school, my teachers there, I don't know if they were less overworked or whatever. I don't know.
That was a good school, though.
But
Susan B. Anthony.
Susan B. Anthony was a really good school. Like I learned a lot of shit, and
Mhm.
I went to high school kind of not necessarily hating school. Like I like to learn. Didn't like school because kids, but I went to school liking, and then by junior year in high school, I was like, it wasn't fun. You have the classrooms, they're super disruptive.
Mhm.
The teachers don't really give a flying fuck. And then that's when you kind of start realizing like that niggas don't get paid enough to care. They don't.
Nope. And they don't care.
And they don't care anymore. Because the ones that they do, they're 20 years old with gray hair. And if you're not on some what's the freedom writers bullshit where like, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas don't like you. Nobody like it's not a fun
down
job.
From the breakdown of the family when they put in a rule where you can't discipline your kids and the state can get involved. And when the kids realize that they can write and do whatever they want to do and just call the cops on you, then it became chaos.
They can do anything they want. They do not care.
I could have never went to school and slapped my teacher. That would have been the school of life for me as I know it. You must be losing your mind.
School is
it's just a place to keep you right now because they have to. Because the state mandates court, it's like they're court mandated for you to be in school. It is what it is.
Oh, you leaving already? It's 1:00? Okay. Till you get there. Now that we finished making fun of the not so smart kids, what made you decide to go into home health aid?
I needed a job. No, I'm just joking.
Hey, that's baby.
Because that is a job literally anybody who just gets off the boat can walk into. It's literally that easy. And unfortunately, you shouldn't let anybody who just gets off a boat go into somebody's house and try to take care of you. Because, the communication battles between these older generation and the new generation that's coming in with the different accents and the different dialects. And these old people don't know what you are saying. And if you can't speak English, that is half the battle.
Yeah, if you can't
cannot communicate with them. They are already old, irritable.
Oh, save that, because that's definitely one of them questions I got to ask you about that.
So I got into it because almost everybody in my family is medically inclined in some way. We're all Joys at MedTech. Vivian's an RN. Lillian was on the legal side. Really just us were just always, it was just a field I fell into. Also because my mother always had a bunch of kids coming in and out of the house. She was foster care, adoption, things like that. So, and she did adults with needs, children with needs. So I grew up in an environment where we were always taking care of somebody, or somebody was always taking care of us. So it was just something I naturally gravitated toward to the medical field. Also because if there's no other job, people always get sick. So people always need help. And so either way, I will always have a job.
Somebody's always going to need
an aide or a PCA or a CNA or somebody who can do something for them that they can't do for themselves. And I'm not talking about maid or cooking and cleaning. I'm talking about actually being there, because to have to wipe a grown man's ass, it's not fun. It's not one of the better parts of the jobs. The fulfilling part of the job comes when you leave and your patient is safe and you can show up the next morning, and even if they had dementia, you can go, yeah. You go, who are you? Because my patient asks me this all the time. Every time I come there, I'm there for days and days and days. 12-hour days. He has no idea who I am. I go, you know me, the black girl with the big mouth. And he goes, oh, God. But he knows he's going to be safe with me. Because if somebody else comes in, he's like, are you staying? You're not going to leave me alone with them, right? And if I'm training, I'll go, no, I'll be here to make sure they take care of you. He goes, okay. And so that's the satisfaction of the job, because we have our perks. It's all personal. That's a personal thing when you go into somebody else's house and have to take care of them, especially a stranger.
Yeah, it does.
You do that because you want to do it.
I'm going to say it takes a certain level of actual empathy, like you said, like
for people,
for kindness to want to actually, because You talk about it all the time. There's like some of the people who come in maybe to relieve you, or maybe have taken a case from you, or you've taken a case from. They don't care.
They
and you
don't
can
care.
tell that they don't
They
care.
don't care. And when you get one of those people, when I leave my job, that job goes out my mind. I'm done. But if one of those people are coming in, I'm going, oh my God, the next day, like, I hope they didn't break him because now I got to put him back together.
Yeah.
Now with dementia and elderly and stuff like that, you have to literally put them back together because they have to have a certain amount of surrounding. They have to have a certain amount of structure. And if one person comes in, it destroys everything you've built.
Yeah.
Just like if they go back into the hospital, when they come out of the hospital, you got to start all over again from A to get them back to where they were.
Not even passive or progression.
Because everything goes, that's it. They, 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. We're done. It's ridiculous.
I can't imagine having to deal with like dementia in itself. Like obviously there's a whole bunch of things, but like dementia, like all that work I've put in to then turn around and even like in a snap of a finger, turn around and then they're like, who are you? I can't even like I imagine, you're working with them. Imagine like family. Like
it's crazy.
That's like
it's crazy.
I can't
the minute the doctor says, oh, you got some type of dementia, just put a bullet in my brain because I'm done.
Oh, she said multiple times.
I am not playing. Like I have done.
Multiple
it's bad.
okays of pulling the trigger on her
for all the time.
Multiple things.
I will put it in my will.
Like she
I need to be Dr.
Is she gonna be a vegetable? Killer. She can't walk and wipe her own ass. Killer. If she don't do that if I get dementia. Killer. She don't. No. I'm absolutely not.
I spent a lot of time around these people, and it is terrible. It tears a family apart. It's very, very hard, and I don't trust these kids. Seriously, like I don't trust them to do. Y'all ain't got the empathy for that type of work. Not that they don't have the empathy for me. Not that you don't have the empathy for me, and not that y'all don't love me, but y'all don't have the patience. And
that's fact.
I don't want to be secretly getting slapped and shit. Y'all don't have the patience. Yo. Just like, shut up.
She's dragging it. Nobody would ever.
Yeah, okay.
Crazy. Yo, didn't you just have gout? I could have plucked your big toe. I didn't do that.
I don't, because I had another good foot.
Well, I wasn't worried about the other foot. You wasn't kicking me. Not with the pain you was in. She could.
Gout is not dementia.
No, that's why she's still alive. With a bullet in her head. Gout's not dementia.
That wasn't on the list.
But she's still alive. The point is, somebody don't care about me.
I didn't say they don't care. I just said I don't trust them to care enough.
I cared enough. I was in the hospital.
It was gout. It's not dementia. I was different things.
I was in the hospital for gout. Mm-hmm. So how you think I'm finna show up for dementia? Like, come on.
I know.
Stop talking down on my body. That's crazy.
Not you. Any of y'all. Y'all just don't have the patience. Otherwise, y'all would be in the medical field.
No. I don't like blood. That has nothing to do with patience.
Or wiping people's butts.
Damn sure don't want to do that.
So then put a bullet in my head because that's where I'm going.
But what does that have to do with dementia? Dementia, you can still wipe your own ass with dementia. You forgot how to wipe your ass?
Yeah, they do. Some do. There's all types of dementia.
Well, what if you get the regular dementia where you can still wipe your own ass?
Yeah, but I'll be able to do that to a point. Eventually, somebody's going to have to wipe it. If I'm in a diaper, then I need to go.
Well, I can't just put you in a really fancy, like, old person house.
Really?
Like a fancy one.
You got money?
I will.
Oh, okay.
You young. You young and spry, baby. Didn't you just say you can still get up without groaning? You spry.
I'm still spicy.
Spring chicken. So I got time. I got time to make money.
No, well, I'm just saying. You never know when that happens.
Damn, way to put a fucking damper on shit.
I'm just saying. You brought it up.
And I'm saying that you got mad time.
All right.
Fucking around with this fucking
doctor.
All that celery so she gonna get the fucking gout again.
Nah.
Nah. Yo, shorty was down bad, bro.
I was bad. Oh my God.
Yo, it was a bad, what was it, like a week maybe?
I was in the hospital for a week, yeah.
Yo, shorty was down bad.
My kids were a little going crazy because they ain't never even seen me sick.
Oh.
Never mind. Y'all ain't never seen me in the hospital. Never seen me with a cold, never seen nothing.
Took her to Jamaica. Of course, because you know that's what an ambulance takes it. Fucking Jamaica Hospital. We sitting there waiting for her to get her raggedy. Sitting there waiting for her to get her blood check, whatever. I look over to the side of the chair. There's a vial of blood
rolled up underneath the chair, just sitting there.
Whose blood is this? Somebody could be HIV positive right now, and you don't got no blood sample, and you have no idea. Why is there a blood?
It wasn't even that. The point of that was now you're gonna have to go back and explain to this person why you got to stick them again.
They're not gonna
and they're going to lie to you and go, oh, the doctor said we need another vial of blood. When they just lost your shit.
It's sitting there, sitting up underneath.
In the emergency room.
In the emergency, just sitting there. What attendant, you looking through the... Oh. Where did that go?
What? Yo, anybody seen that vial of blood?
Fucking rag, yo. I was so mad. It took us so long to find a fucking doctor. At one point, she was like, yo, you don't know my kids. Y'all gonna be on the news. They gonna come up here and they gonna go on social media. That's the first thing I'm gonna do is pull out my phone and say, these doctors won't see my mama.
And then show them the vial of blood.
Don't make the hospital see my mama.
I got a room quick fast with that after that. Like within 2 hours, I was in a bed. They gave me 2 plates of food. They gave me the good pain medicine. What? When I said, y'all don't know my kids, y'all about to be on social media. I'm not sitting here for another overnight.
I still have the picture of the vial of blood in my phone. I'm holding that shit hostage for leverage.
Hostage.
Yo, I wish I could have had a name on that shit so I can actually tell them, like, yo, look, Roy, sue these niggas. Put them out of business. What? Damn. Oh, God. I feel like every time we talk about something, we get off topic. And then when I come back to the question has got nothing to do with something we're talking about. You talked about they come in all different shapes, sizes, blah, 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 blah. You once had to clean a hermaphrodite. Yes?
That was surprising. Because you can't say nothing and they never tell you what you're walking into. So when you lift up the balls and there's a vagina underneath, or there's another, and you're going, oh my God. You got your hand going, what the fuck? This can't be. This can't be. My head up screaming, oh my God.
It's the cleaning of the ball head for me.
You can't go ooh, you can't go ee. You kind of just gotta roll with the punches. And that's with that job. That's why I'm so good at it. Because whatever I don't know, I just make up along the way. And they just think I know what I'm doing. And that's how you walk into any job. Like you know what you're doing. Like you're the boss. And then you learn along the way because you're just watching everybody else.
So basically what she said is fake it till you make it.
That's it.
That's the word of the day. That's the word of the day. Fake it till you make it. That's one thing that I do. Like when I'm behind that bar, if I don't know what drink, I say, yeah, absolutely. I go right around and I go, hey Siri. What's sitting on? Because I turn around and I'm like, and then, oh my God, this is so good. And I'll be like, yeah, no. That's what I do.
And then shaking like she knows what she's doing. I got this.
It's what I do. Oh, yeah. Fake it till you make it. You are what you believe you are. That's not true, actually, because some of y'all believe y'all are 6'5".
Some of y'all believe y'all are sexy.
And you're not. Some of y'all have a lot of beliefs that you don't want the two of us
to get it.
Yeah, we're going to keep, you know what? Next question.
Yeah.
You said, like, when they get older, they're grumpy, blah, blah, blah. You know, like the guy you said, like, when he's like, oh, it's a girl with a big mouth or whatever. Is it true? Because I know with you, it is true. The older you get, the grumpier you get. Because it's more like, oh, I've already lived my life. I already did my hard work. I can do whatever I want. Grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. Is it true? And refer to your clients? The fuck? Answer the question. What's up with you?
No, not all of them. Not all of them. Some are really very sweet. Some are just really nasty. When they're younger, and then they reverse, and there's some who are just really nice, and then the dementia kicks in, and you see another side. They're like, my mother was never like this. Like we don't even know who this woman is.
Oh wow,
type thing.
What do you think that is?
It's
Like repress something, or
it could
maybe
be.
just
It's just dementia works on everybody different ways, but it does bring out a certain amount of aggression. That is a common core in any dementia.
I've seen it, like spitting the lady. Oh my!
Oh, I don't do spitting.
The lady
when they spit, I walk away.
Him, I was like, oh my god!
I had a patient
swinging and kicking and like a fucking alpaca.
Mm-hmm. I had a patient who did that, and I was like, "Oh, he spits," and they was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. He don't mean nothing." But when he was spitting at you and he was done, he would look at you and smile. Just look at you like, "I know what the fuck I'm doing." So they went and got face masks, and I went and got the fuck out of there.
Because the fuck is you talking about? I said, "Yo, what? He don't mean nothing." But see, that's what I mean by patient. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. If you did get dementia, you started spitting at me, that patient shit you talking about, yeah. Cause nah, you're not spitting. Yeah. Baby girl, you're not gonna sit at me. Hold on. Hey. You getting a fucking face mask. You getting the most. Why the fuck I gotta get a face mask? The fuck? Nah.
Because I'm the demented one. That's why.
You Hannibal Lecter, you get a mask. You don't know how to use it, you lose it. Now it's locked up. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, nah, absolutely not.
Again, you can't do that to any patient.
Oh, y'all have heard how I talk about children.
Rights.
You have rights.
You have rights. You have. I can't say with a straight face. So bad. It's right. It said they have rights. You cannot restrain them anyway. Things like that. So
don't do that.
There's just certain things.
I'm not a home health base. I'm just telling you what I would do. You know how niggas be like,
to me.
Well, if I was a slave, I would never let the master do that. Well, nigga, you was not really a slave, and respectfully, like, things are a little bit different when you actually in the shit. Feel me? Like, you know what I mean? If that was really my job and how I made my money and how I live my life and blah, 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 like, I might double. In this case, I don't even think once. You're getting a mask. Full mask.
Lord. You can't do it.
Who's the one with the mask? Was it the Undertaker or Kane?
It was Kane.
You.
No. Nope. You see, this is why I don't trust him. You see her talking?
Wait,
come on now. One accidental spittle run down my mouth and I'm masked up for the rest of their life. Like that king they used to hide with the twin brother? No.
Wait till you're gonna hear. I am only the mini replicate of this one right here.
You should be so lucky.
Twin. Look, I put my hair in this and she was like, well, I want to wear my hair like yours.
That's not what I said.
Yes, she did.
That's not what I said.
Twin.
It's not what I said.
Where have you been? Nobody knows me like you do. No? Well, respectfully, that's not the song I should be singing to my mother. Okay. You were on your way to becoming a nurse. How was that? Because school is boring. And how far along?
I actually loved college.
Yuck.
It's amazingly free, and it's not like regular school. It's not like school. But since I was going all the way upstate and I already had a child, it's not gonna work out for me.
But how long? Like how far along into it? Like
I didn't get very far.
You not I didn't get very far.
But I knew something in the medical field was what I wanted to do. So then I got my phlebotomy certificate.
What's that?
Blood taker.
Uh-huh.
And I got my CNA. And when I went to go work in the nursing homes, because that's where they trained you, I was like, I can't be a CNA. And like I paid for those classes out of my pocket. It was over $1,000. Books, tuition, state boards, everything. And I was like, nope, can't do it.
Just too much work. Just seeing
it's not too much work. It's the nursing homes are terrible.
Oh yeah, you were telling me that they're
they
really
are
bad.
Absolutely horrible. There's one nurse for 8 people. That's in the morning.
Oh wow.
And then in the afternoon they add on another 3. Then at night you got about 15. So we're talking beds. Got to be changed. Bedpans. They don't really do bedpans now.
Oh.
In the nursing homes, they still use diapers. But now they have that thing with the women where it's like a pad they put on, and some you pee goes sucks right into the bucket. So those are awesome. because they use it in the hospital. They use that
It's
at
like a
Jamaica Hospital.
catheter, kind of.
No, it doesn't go inside your body.
It's-
It's shaped like a pad.
Oh.
It's got a suction.
Oh.
So when you pee, it just everything goes into the thing and it goes up a tube into the thing. They had that at Jamaica Hospital.
Science.
Awesome. When I get older, I want one of those.
Okay.
Just putting that out there. So
somebody tell me what the fuck that is, and I can try to see how much
I'll show you later.
Cost me.
But I don't need it now. I'm just saying it'll save a lot on having to buy, other stuff because nothing hits the sheet. Your underwear don't get wet. It was awesome. And they kind of just plop everybody who's on that floor on it. And I was like, I really could just go use their bathroom. They were like, no, man, there you go. Because, it makes their job easier. They don't want you up. They don't want you moving. So, that's the thing with this, the nursing homes and hospitals. It's basically one for all for one type of thing. Whether you need it or not, we don't care. Like in a nursing home. If you walk in there and you're walking into a nursing home, you're going to leave out of there having to go to rehabilitation to learn how to walk again because you can't get out your bed. And if you get out your bed, you can only sit in a chair.
Oh.
Because if you fall, they're liable.
Okay. And that's
so therefore,
atrophy type situation
yes.
with your muscles and stuff. Okay.
So now you're sitting there for,
bed rotting.
28 weeks or 38 weeks and you're not allowed to get out of bed. But meanwhile, they send you to rehabilitation. And then you get out and then you friggin' have to go back into bed after rehabilitation, which they wheel you to and from.
Nah, that's crazy.
It's a crazy cycle.
That's crazy.
And then when you leave, you got to start all over. Now you have to have OP and PT and OT at home, which is, patient tech, like rehabilitation at home to get your muscles back so you can move around in your own house. When the time you get home, you need an aid. That's where I come in.
And there goes Big Pharma for that ass, huh? There goes Big Pharma.
Because they're going to ship you in and ship you out. But meanwhile, they're going to screw you up.
In the meantime, that you
while they're supposed to be helping you. And then when they leave, they hook you up with an agency. Because now you need an aid. And that's where I come in.
Shit. Big Pharma, y'all niggas smart as hell. Oh, y'all running a fucking pyramid.
Yes, it is. It is. Because they're not trying to heal you. They want you just well enough to keep you sick enough to make sure.
Right.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're not well, but you're not sick.
But you're not sick.
You're gonna need these pills to stay just well enough that you don't die, so we can keep you living enough, so we can just keep you needing the pills and keep needing the aid.
Extend that life to keep getting more money out of you because
and the OT, and that's how they make their money.
Shit, I should have went into Big fucking Pharma.
The aid is supposed to be there to help you do stuff for you to be able to get yourself doing stuff so you don't need an aid. But then what they do is they don't give you enough hours. Or they'll short you. They give you, you can get dressed, so you don't need 4 hours today. She can do some light cooking or maybe do your laundry.
You not a fucking man? Yeah, y'all don't know how many stories I've heard, but she walked in after them 12-hour shifts. She's like, oh, let me tell you how wonderful my client was today. Oh, he was
not bad, but you're not supposed to really talk about the patient for privacy. I never say any names.
Yeah, I don't know nobody's name. I don't know what nobody lives. She just comes in and she goes, I had a patient
I'm the
today.
Al Bundy of home health
and
aid.
I don't know what the fuck is that.
Al Bundy, he comes in every day and it's like a fat woman walking to the shoe store today.
Exactly.
I'm the Al Bundy of home health aid.
She don't say too much. She walk in, she's like, oh, I wouldn't hear about. She's just like, yo, yeah, I had to wipe her ass today. I had to.
What my patient did today? Kind of thing.
Don't come for my mom. Anyway, we're gonna take a quick little break and then we'll be right back. Okay, let's go.
Where are we going?
Good. All right, we're back. And thank God that my mother wanted to switch to beers because I didn't even finish my Bloody Mary. She low-key had to finish. I was not drinking another one of those, so that wasn't happening. So we have some pretty little beer mugs with a blood orange on it. I, in fact, will not be drinking or eating this per se. I'm just going to give that to her. That was there for it to be pretty, but that's disgusting. And we're going to have Stella Artois. We were going to have Blue Moon. That's why we originally had the blood orange to begin with. But apparently out here in Brooklyn, wherever the bubble fuck we are, on this NRQDC, I'm sorry, I was exaggerating. It's just the N, the R, the D. So if you know what this area is called, tell them to start packing their stores with Blue Moon. Because nobody wanted Stella. I'm sorry. One day I might need a sponsor from Stella Artois, so I should cut that out. I love you, Stella Artois. Blood orange tastes like orange, but it looks like bloody orange, hence the name. I just cannot get over the visual of what that looks like. I can't get over the visual of
Actually,
that.
it has a hint of raspberry in it.
It has a hint of fucking. She grows blood oranges, apparently.
I have many skills, many talents.
Often I would ask what those talents are, but we are on a TV show, and I don't want YouTube to take this video down. So her special set of skills will stay secret for now. I will find out afterwards, though. Okay, so cheers.
Cheers.
And sippy. Reminds me of a Yankees baseball game. We're gonna go this year. It's been a yearly thing.
Yeah, we go every year. At least once.
Since 2022, maybe?
Yeah.
2022. So let me tell you, the first time I went to the game, it was because my manager at the time had like extra tickets and was like, you want to go? Sure. And I went because she's a diehard Yankee fan.
Go Yankees.
Diehard.
Pinstripe buddies.
All that jazz. So I'm like, cool, whatever. I'll just take my mom to do it because, I'm the only daughter and I'm the best daughter. So let me take her. Didn't really care for it. Was looking at all the men's and I was like, oh my God, this looks so good. Oh my God. Second time we go, I'm actually a little bit more interested into it. And then I have the YMCA. It's my favorite fucking part of the whole baseball game. Love that. I love doing the waves. I love doing the tin and all that good stuff. But I actually started paying attention. Like I knew what an inning was at that point. So now we really get in there. We're talking technical terms, period, right? This will be our third year, right?
Go Judge. Mm-hmm.
Third year. Now I'm like, nah, like Soto and Judge. And there's one more. Giovanni.
But Soto left.
My man left. I think I might not be into baseball anymore.
Sure. Judge is still there.
Judge is fine as fuck. Judge is 99, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Judge is fine. Judge, if you see this, I'm not the biggest fan, but I really think you're fine as fuck.
And yeah, they shouldn't have passed you over team captain this year either. That's fucked up.
Okay, I'm still learning how to care about the sport, obviously, but I'm getting better. I actually do pay attention now. Like,
and when the umpires come out on the field and they do the dance during like the halftime, remember?
Which one?
When the cleaners?
Yeah,
and they come out.
That's my favorite part.
There's nothing like being in Yankee Stadium.
I'm gonna lie.
Like it.
That was my first and only time ever being in like a sports arena.
Mm-hmm.
The first time we walked in there, I looked around and was like, oh.
I was in awe.
I could have actually cried. Like out of real life. Like I was so awed by how big it was. It was a beautiful day. The sky was gorgeous.
And that grass, the
grass
fields on the infield. It was half green and half light green. And it was beautiful sight to see.
I genuinely sat there and just was like,
yeah.
Holy fuck. But when
being in
people
let's
go out to the ball game and it being like a really like family tradition sort of thing, like I in that moment I dead ass got it. And I think that ever since then we've gone back. This year
and we always have fun there and everybody talks to everybody.
Yeah.
I don't care if you white, black, blue, orange, pinstripe, whatever. Everybody's around talking shit. And we're all talking shit to each other. And don't get on the line if you're a Mets fan.
Lorena, I don't know if you're going to watch this, Lorena, but I told her, Lorena, the host in the job, she's a Mets fan. And I said, oh, I don't think my mama going to like you no more.
No.
Told you, Lorena.
Sorry, Lorena.
Lorena, if you watch this, lo sientos, mami. Sorry. I'm saying, and now with this year, I already have plans to be more of a pro baseball goer. I'm going to have like a little blanket. Not like a thin one to put on the seat because I still like to be cute, just in case maybe Judge might see me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wearing my little shorts. So my thighs be out in them hot ass seats. I think one of the first time I sat down, I was like, oh, she was hot. And so I'm gonna get a visor too. Because sunglasses don't really work because the sun's gonna be beating on that head. Visor, I'm gonna be pro. I'm gonna be so cute. I'm gonna be so cute and protected. I'm gonna wear sunscreen too, because black people, they don't wear sunscreen, but like wear sunscreen, honestly. Because my skin was hurting after that.
You see, she's gonna ruin this for me.
She opened it. Let me tell you. Last time, I'm supposed to be asking questions. Oh my God. Last time we went. No, stop. No, wait. I want to say let me tell my story. Last time we went, the Yankees have clearly won. She's 5'2", and if you've gone to a Yankee game or gone, whatever, or any sort of game, you know that the stampede of people trying to go to the elevators and get out and then get on the fucking D train, like. I'm like, let's leave. It's 8th inning. People are still there. We're gonna make it because you have little tiny legs and you walk like this. Everybody else is gonna walk past you, and now I gotta be protector. I'm 5'7", and now I'm looking, and someone want to crush you, push you, knock you over. Now I gotta fucking fight. No one's trying to have that. I'm trying to make it nice and easy for everybody. You gotta walk all the way up all those stairs again. If you're going, you know, the fucking train all the way to get to the D.
She's doing a lot.
I'm not doing a lot. She's gonna sit there and be like, no, let's wait till the middle of the ninth inning. For what? For what?
I want my money's worth.
You didn't pay for She didn't pay for the ticket.
Not the point.
It goes back to the whole, it wasn't thick enough and you need more celery salt. You see how she be trying to, that is the point. You just said you want your money's worth. You don't pay for the drinks. She don't pay for the tickets. She don't pay for the alcohol. She don't pay for the water. She only paid for the goddamn train ride.
All right, so you pay for the car fare too. But that's my day.
It is her day.
All right,
it is her day.
So what you complaining about?
So what you mean get your money's worth?
Well,
I felt like I got my money's worth. So
I wanted to get your money's worth.
We didn't need to. We got it.
I wasn't exactly,
So as I thought would happen, we're trucking along and everybody's pushing past us and this and that. And I got to keep looking for her because she's lost all the way in the back of the sea of people. And everybody's wearing blue and white. So where's Waldo? Yo. She does have these pair of pink pants, and like low key, I always let her wear them because I can always pick her out in the crowd. Can never lose her. Can never lose her. Anyway.
That's my parent leash, my pink pants.
This is regular conversation every fucking day. Okay. Back to the interview. You said that you didn't finish nursing because you had a kid. How big of an impact outside of that did having a child at 16 have on your life?
I didn't have a child at 16.
Oh, 21.
17. I'm 17. He was born in 1987 in July.
Oh, well, you know what?
June, July. That's 2 months after my 17th birthday.
17.
Yes. What?
How did it impact your life?
Oh, having a kid always impacts your life. It doesn't matter if you're 17 or you're 32. You're going to have an impact on your life.
Or 35 then, right, for that matter, since it doesn't really matter.
Sure. Might as well have a rotten avocado.
Rotten avocado. This is somebody who claims to have empathy and works in the healthcare field.
And I'm very good at it.
Avocado.
But anyway, having a child impacts your life no matter what age it is, what age you ever choose to have that child. Whatever it is, by the time you find out that you're pregnant, you got to jump in with both feet, dig in with both oars, put your head down, and just bully your way through it because you ain't never going to get it right. Because kids are ungrateful. Doesn't matter what you do, they're always going to have a complaint. That's their job, to annoy you. That's why you bring them into this world, because you just want to be annoyed for the rest of your life.
I feel like I could say the same about parents, okay? That is their job, to annoy you. That is their whole being.
We're not annoying you. We're guiding you and protecting you.
No, I'm not talking about those moments. I'm talking about when the fuck you're annoying me.
Oh, those moments?
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about the guiding.
Oh, like now?
Yeah.
Guiding and protecting is taken for annoyance because kids are ungrateful.
They're ungrateful. They're never happy. You get an A, you could have got an A+.
I wasn't like that. I was not like that. If you got an A, I was happy enough.
Whoa, she made it seem like a nigga didn't get A's consecutive. I wasn't one of them boys. Hold up, don't do that. Take a second.
What?
Take a second. Take that back.
I wasn't talking about you. I'm just talking about kids in general.
Hold on, wait
are
a
we
minute.
talking personally? Do we want to get personal, or are we talking about people in general? Like
We
kids
can
in
talk
general?
personal. I don't care. I was smart.
No, your
That's
grades
my
were
best.
always good. That's why you always had new sneakers on your feet.
You can tell which one of my kids are doing good in school. Just look at their feet.
If you weigh Payless, you are failing right now.
Yo,
if you got on Jordans, you are hitting the mark.
R.I.P. Payless. R.I.P. to God. Oh, the untarnished
Payless. That's what we was like in the summertime, right? We was like, what?
Payless.
Where we going? We going shoe shopping.
Period.
I
I got one pair of shoes that I needed, and then I got a cute little pair of shoes that I could have whatever shoe I wanted. Those ain't have no heel on it. I didn't get to wear makeup until I was 16, and then it had to be clear mascara. I remember my godmother asked, I remember Lisa being, she had to call and be like, yo, like, I just want to get a little mascara. She was like, fine, it's just clear. I'll let you. 16. Now, when y'all see how
still lost her virginity.
See, that goes to show you, let her wear makeup. It don't make a difference.
It just goes to show you how grateful they are and how they don't listen, which is why they're annoying.
The girl had a baby at 17.
And I was trying to make sure you avoided that situation. And I did all too well, apparently.
I'm going to say, what baby you talking about?
All too well.
I did a bang up job.
I think I did a fabulous job too. As usual, I went a little overboard. Because now I can't even get one out of him.
He want me to have a baby so bad.
I just want one of y'all to have a baby.
She was like, don't make me a grandmother before 50. Don't make me a grandmother
That's
before
right.
50.
And now I'm over 50. Let's go with the kids.
Let's go.
Like,
yo,
let's go with the kids.
Who is ungrateful in this scenario?
All I'm saying
I
is,
need y'all to comment down below. Who the fuck
all I'm saying is, don't wait till I'm in diapers and you got a baby in diapers. Then I can't help you anymore. Because we both have to be changed at the same time. I want to be able to take that baby and run with it, go with it, and do things.
You gonna run with my baby? You gonna take my baby? You gonna kill my baby?
Hell yeah.
You gonna what?
You'll get it back in time for school.
That's years.
But look at all the fun you'll be having.
No, after I have the baby, if I had the baby, I think I want the baby.
Why? You're not even gonna breastfeed it.
Yeah. If you seen that, you saw that episode with Danielle, you know how I feel about the teeth and the tit. They do not go.
They don't start out with teeth. No, well, maybe an avocado baby bites. I don't know.
Stop, please.
All I'm saying
an
is,
avocado baby who's watching this, and they're gonna bang. They're gonna.
Well, they're just gonna. Well, then I didn't say your baby was an avocado, and if you get mad because you have an avocado baby and you recognize that, that is not my fault. I did not personally say it's you with the avocado baby.
So
or
basically,
saying
if the shoe fit, the shoe fit. I ain't.
But I'm not pointing it out.
So if you get mad, now I know you got an avocado baby. You know, put the bullseye on
yourself. If you want to walk around with open-toe shoes and your feet hanging over looking like that, don't get mad because I start talking about people who got crusty toes. If you know you got crusty toes, you got crusty toes. Don't get mad. I didn't say it was you.
Someone's feeling a little self-conscious.
Who, me?
No, talk about the problem.
Somebody's staring at their feet right now like, it's sandal weather.
I don't know what she's talking about. Mom, they canceled my pedicure appointment. They don't normally look like this. So you have 4 of us. I know the last one was an accident. No shade, no tea. It was. She says it all the time. But do you think that being adopted played a role in how many kids you wanted and how you raised us?
Not how many kids I wanted. I actually didn't want a girl. I wanted 10 boys.
I'm aware. I'm aware. Continue, please.
I'm just contemplating what the fuck I was thinking.
10 boys. She didn't want one me. 10 boys.
Boys love their mama. I would have been walking down the street with a troop behind my back, like, look at my crew. All boys in t-shirts and dungarees and sneakers like, you, what's up? Fuck my mom, you would.
So because I dress like a lady,
I know.
I'll be behind her. Wait, no, let me tell you something.
All I'm saying is
I'll
that's
be
what
behind her like, go ahead. She gonna go in first. And one time I think some we was in a corner store and some guy said something.
Oh, he said something with the yeah.
So what the fuck you talking to? Well, she should have. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't talk to her.
One of my proudest moments. No, not because of that, but it's just that's how I thought when I was younger. As I got older, none of them were planned. You just kind of had them when you had them. So
Yeah,
all of them were accidents.
What was
I wasn't really planning on none of them.
1992 in the back of some sort of car.
Nope, not at all. Not at all.
So who was it? You was in somebody's.
We were in the back of the van when Alexander was conceived, and that was me and your father.
I know.
We were in our van at the point, so
okay. Ooh, doesn't
it's
matter.
not like we climbed into somebody else's van and
She's
decided to
fast
knock
as
one
fuck.
out.
Which is why remember what she said? I got special skills. Why? I couldn't tell you because she's fast as fuck, yo. Tell your story.
I was married and it was my husband and we were in our car. That was private property when we were in there. We want to fog up the window, that's our business. We pay for it.
Hashtag Titanic. I want you to
So,
treat me like
yeah, 4 kids. None of y'all were actually planned. You just kind of popped up when y'all did, and you know we did the best we could do with the time we had, with the money we had. Y'all never starved. You never went without clothes. We weren't big on vacations. We didn't have a lot of money, but we weren't the poorest ones on the block. And also because me being adopted made me the type of parent that I am, because even though y'all weren't planned, wasn't nobody taking my kids from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always very fierce and protective of y'all, which y'all viewed as being annoying and nosy. But because of the way I grew up, I couldn't raise y'all like that. I went in the opposite direction. And maybe I went too much, but because of where I was neglected, I overcompensated for.
As a lot of people do, though.
So I didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have the greatest marriage, you know. But whether me and your father were together or not, we always had your back. Yeah. Whether we were together or an individual.
Every never had a problem. Both of them was that y'all got parents that couldn't even be in the same room.
We made it a point to be like neutral field.
Mm-hmm.
We're here for our daughter. We're here for our son. Mm-hmm. Let's make this nice for them.
They traded off. If one couldn't be there, most likely the other one would be there. They try to trade off as best they could.
Yeah. So the fierce and protective part was because my natural mother wasn't. And my adoptive mother, who's my mother, because when I was adopted, I was very, very young. I didn't know any other mother. I only had my brother. And so, you know, but she wasn't the most nurturing woman. You know, to have that many children and to have that many foster children and to have that many disabled adults, she still wasn't the most nurturing woman.
She said, I was trying to search for it.
But it was in her somewhere. But especially with the adoption and the kids that she adopted and the kids that were running through the house, that was mostly when my father was alive. That was more of him
than her.
Mm-hmm. She unfortunately had to deal with all of it while he did the fishing, did the work. She never had to work. Mm-hmm. She always had a house full of kids. All her bills were paid. She never had to worry about money. We never had to worry about clothes. My father took care of everything. Then he dropped dead, and she was stuck with all of these kids. And she was mad. And she was in her 50s.
I might be mad.
And she was hitting menopause. And nobody was listening. And she had just adopted Joy at like 2 months. Mm-hmm. And then he dropped dead on her, and she was angry.
I mean, both
rightfully so.
I'm gonna say both you and I have dealt with grief, not necessarily that he dropped dead. Everyone's had their own, we all have our own scenario, you know. She talked about her brother, my uncle, I'm gonna put the link actually in the description box. You know, on I'd say unfortunately, but unfortunately he passed away.
He was murdered. Being murdered and passing away is two different things.
I wasn't trying to like diminish it more. So just kind of ease into that he was murdered. Just kind of like, you know, we about to talk about.
Everybody was like,
murder. Oh, it's a who done it. It's not a who done it. It's the fucking New York City police who done it. Okay, it was Eastern Parkway, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my uncle liked to. He wasn't homeless. He had us. He always had a home, but he liked to traverse. Let's say
he was a wanderer. He was a roamer.
Just what he just.
That's just who he was.
Just who he was, and he was like on in the middle part of.
Yeah. He was in the pedestrian area inside the yellow area.
On Eastern Parkway, and a big NYPD paddy wagon went to try to beat a light. Am I correct? And they made a fucked up turn and hit him and dragged him as they continued to drive.
Didn't even know they hit him. He was so little. He was like 100 pounds soaking wet. He was a tiny little man.
So tiny. I'm gonna put a picture. It's so tiny. I think I actually have a few videos. I'm gonna make sure I insert them and I'm gonna put the link to you did an interview.
It was on the news,
all that, and of course, and I mean, and don't ever, when people think about something, don't ever let people think that you didn't fight. Because the system is just so fucking against you.
It's terrible. Those people are terrible. Terrible. And I met a lot of the guy who said I can't breathe. I met his mother. I met
the Floyd guy.
I've met the guy they did with the chokehold, the big guy. His mother's still fighting. I met so many activists, and I'm sitting among these people. Like I just joined their club. And I'm sitting there actually in awe because I've been watching them on TV. And now I'm in the club.
Here the fuck I am.
With them. I'm one of them.
Trying to fight.
Just like that. Trying to fight the system, which you can't win. They smile in your face and they try to talk big around you. And I had to put a couple of them in their place. Like, I don't know who you think you're talking to. But I am not an uneducated Black woman. And I'm not the one.
And that's exactly what they think it is.
You think everybody who's Black comes from the projects and we all rah and all this?
Or that I'm just out for money and things like that. And it's not about that.
Yeah.
Oh, you owe me fucking money. But it's not about that.
I needed you to see him for who he was as a person. And they're not viewed as people.
They're not. And they labeled him as, again, when you see the thingy, they labeled him as
homeless.
As homeless. He wasn't homeless. But
absolutely not.
When you need a narrative to fit, you do what you got to do.
So the NYPD can walk away, and they did. They got away with it.
So, yeah, no, grief is insane. I can only imagine that grief. 8 kids, was it, or 7 kids? That grandma has?
Yeah, something like that.
2 months. I'm somewhere in the 7 and 8 range of kids that really I care for, but maybe isn't the lifestyle that I would have chosen. And then you drop dead. So I have to deal with the grief, and this grief turns into anger very quickly.
Very quickly.
There was a moment, I think maybe a few years. It wasn't too long. It took, I think for me, when my dad died, it took a while for me to finally whatever, but there was some nights where they had to call you, like, yo, she's
wilding right now.
And
I said, what time of the year is it? It's always around that type of year, that June, July, because Brian's birthday and everything starts to roll into Father's Day,
and then his birthday
in August, and he died right then. So by the end of the summer, they're like, I'm like, it's that time of year. You have to work with her.
I know with you too. It took a while before you were like,
okay,
I'm sad.
I was very I was angry. I was angry, and a lot of it not even had to do with so much as the way the city was treating me as the way my family was treating me. And I just wanted his body. I didn't want the hoorah. I didn't want to be on the news. I just wanted my brother's body. I didn't want him at Potter's Field because he was not a not nobody, not to me. And so all of that adds up.
Yeah.
All of that adds up when it comes down to like where the chips come down and you see who's actually there for you.
Yo,
that's what hurt the most.
Talk about that. There's family that prior to my father's death, I was spending time with them every single day all summer. And then when my father got the diagnosis of lung 4 cancer, stage 4 lung cancer with a 6-month time to live.
6 months to a year.
And he was out in 3 after that diagnosis. They weren't there. They didn't go to those doctor's appointments that I missed work for. They weren't there for all the blood and everything that was going on, the blood thingy, the nurses sitting in there for hours at a time. They weren't there. And then he passed away, and they showed up and started
some of them
through his shit. Like, oh, I'm gonna take his swords.
Oh, that's he told me I could have this and I could have that.
These are the people who were in my father's face while he was alive. I mean, all the time. And all of a sudden, it was I just couldn't bear to see.
I just can't be, and it's like
that's my father.
It's like you're an adult and get over it.
This is what you need to. You were there in his lifetime. You need to be here in this. But you realize how finicky family really can be.
Not finicky. That's more flaky than anything, because that is not finicky. That like, finicky is like, I really can't. Flaky is like, I'd rather not.
I want to say that's it, half of them were finicky because I know that they really were like, yo, this is, and I don't want to see them that way. But a lot of them were flaky. A lot of them were just, and then it came down to all of a sudden, oh, well, you can sue the doctors. Let's sue the hospital. It's not about that.
And they didn't do anything wrong. There was no
he
wrong.
Didn't go to the doctor.
He chose not to.
He doesn't do
because that's what he does, because he was just that type of guy. You couldn't get him to go to the doctor.
Nobody did. You couldn't get him to go to the beach, the movies, the store. He wouldn't walk to the corner store. He would pay somebody $1 or $2 to go to the corner store
to get his beer.
He wasn't going to the fucking doctor. He did nothing wrong. But family, it's weird. It's weird because when it came down to the money, her family was all of a sudden a part of this. All of a sudden they were in charge of it. I'm the guardian or legal guardian. Everything has to go through me, and I'm this. And it's insane.
And it wasn't even about that. I just wanted his body.
It's insane. So I can imagine. We talk about our personal.
And that was my only blood brother. Out of all the adopted, we were the only ones who were actually family through blood. All my other brothers and sisters are all adopted. And though I love them like family, they're just family to me. But that was my blood. It was the only one I had. And that's what hurt the most. The dismissive of like, it didn't really, like he really didn't matter. He did, but up to a point until they could take over, and then the money came in, and then it was like, oh, this is all about Anthony. It's not, at this point, it's not about it.
We can talk about it just for a few moments more. It was dismissive, and we love him, but to an extent, but far away, because he was mentally challenged. And only she would take on the ability, like, what it would take to make sure that he was taking whatever medication he needed, going to whatever programs he needed, getting the money he needed for the assistance, etc. And all of a sudden it was like, oh no, but now it's important. It's just crazy. And that is not grief. But I talk about us, and we go back to, like, grandma, like in general, like grief does manifest itself in
many different ways.
Crazy ways, So you said just recently that you always tried your best to raise us differently than how you were raised. So what do you mean by that?
Well, different as in it was a different age, and I had to learn a lot, because when you have kids, you have a tendency to raise your kids how you were raised. But I had to realize that I didn't like the way I was raised. So why am I raising y'all like that? And I had to learn to listen to y'all because y'all had a voice. Whereas when I grew up, I didn't have a voice.
Mhm.
You didn't have a choice. You didn't have a voice. You were seen and not heard. The dope was always right. You always had to show them respect. Stuff like that. Some of my proudest moments, which I never tell y'all about, is when y'all stood up to your teachers because I was not allowed to it. And teachers will dog you out if they can get away with it. And we were not allowed. And I'd be like, what? You can't do that? And you were like, nah, because she's wilding. Like, she seriously just don't like me. And I had to step back and go, maybe she's a fucked up teacher. Because it's not something y'all would do on a regular basis. It wasn't every teacher
like
wilding out with everybody.
And there are those sort of teachers.
There are some of those teachers because I've been down there where it's even with the boys, it's like, okay, y'all are doing a lot right now. I know who the boy is. I know what he's going to do. Do you have any proof? Because if we ain't got no proof, let's go. See, and I see when they talk to you, like they're going to talk. And I was like, do you know who I am? I'm sure he must have warned you about me.
I remember being in,
I think like you really don't want to call my
elementary school, and they wanted us to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and I got in trouble because my mom said I don't pledge, I don't do that, and I really didn't. My mom was no, she don't do that.
She doesn't do that because I told her she doesn't do it.
Like I don't gotta do it because my mom said I don't gotta do it. Everybody else is sitting there. I'm sitting there.
Don't pledge allegiance to this country. This country don't give a good goddamn about no black person. Pledge allegiance to you.
My mama don't. And see, this sort of, I feel like this sort of spice is like that underlyingness of like what my mom is. Like, she's Bronx raised, right?
I was Queen raised. I was born in the Bronx. I was raised in Queens.
Yeah, she did have a little cushy life. She did tell you that, right? Like her mama didn't work. They ain't never need for nothing. She had a little cushy life. She was feeling all right. You know what I'm saying? Like we was in Cambria Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was living in good in Cambria Heights. That's where the houses is at. She was living good. She had a cushy life. You had a basement, right?
We had a basement with indoor swings, and I had a room to do arts and crafts, and we had the laundry. Everybody had their own room by the time everybody moved out. We had our own backyard. We had bikes. We were good.
Must have been a real big change from the Bronx, huh?
I don't know. I don't remember the Bronx. I was a baby.
Anyway, she's a Bronxonian. I'm gonna tell you why. One of her names is Brick, and it's one of my favorite stories. I tell everybody this shit all the time, but I'm gonna let her tell.
I don't want to tell that story.
If you don't tell it, then I'm gonna tell it because they finna hear the story. I would rather you tell the story so that like I'll tell them why your name is Brick.
All right. There's this little nickname, Brick.
No, not
simply because there was this girl. I used to work at this bar in the basement. And there was this girl who used to come in. She was a crackhead whore. So anyway, she was always like just digging at me. She's a very pretty girl. No reason for that. But I guess she thought I was some type of competition or something. Though I didn't want any of those old nasty guys, these men. Anyway, that's how she made her money. But she kept digging at me and digging at me. And so we ended up getting into words, whatever. And so one day I'm in the house and she decides she wants to come to my house and start talking shit. Now at that point, I only had Julissa and I only had Michael. So he must have been about 5 or 6. So you had to be 1 or 2 because you're all 5 years apart. So he was 6 or 7, something like that. You were about 2 years old. Because you were still running. That's when we were at that house.
I feel like that's when you told me I used to be outside on the motorcycle.
Yes, yeah. And so, she used to be out on the motorcycle in her underwear, butt ass naked in just spare underwear, just running around like
butt ass naked,
like a little jungle child, running through the box.
Wait, hold up. Sidebar. Y'all ever see Wild Thornberry stuff? That's what you're saying. I'm basically like, but okay, continue.
So anyway, she decided she was gonna come to the house and off when I'm not working. And just start talking shit. And so, of course, I had to come downstairs. Not a big deal. And just kind of just let her know, like, don't come to my house with this bullshit. My kids are here, So then she went off the grid and was like, if I catch your kids, and she did not finish that sentence. I was like, what? And I swung and we fought. And I was like, oh, you think you're cute. So I bent down and I cracked the skull open with a brick. So they called me Brick. I was just defending my family, minding my business, not bothering anybody. But don't fuck with my kids because I'm doing jail time. So meanwhile, her white meat showing, the blood is running. She looks like Carrie, like somebody just poured a bucket of blood over this bitch. Paramedics come, the cops come. Big deal over nothing, blah, 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 blah. So I get locked up.
So I get locked up. That sounds like the beginning of one of the black movies. So I got locked up. Let me tell you how this happened.
So I did a little time. I didn't even do any time. I went to Central Booking. Not my first time. Went to Central Booking. Saw the judge. Gave me attempted murder or something like that. She had to get stitches and stuff. Now she want to press charges. Anyway, so I was supposed to go back to court. So I went back and forth for a while. And I was like, this is some bullshit. And I didn't go back. So then, of course, they showed up, a couple of months later because now there's a warrant up for my arrest. For attempted murder. Not even for attempted murder, because what is that skip ticket? So the fucking, those guys came looking for me. And so, and so, thank God your father was home. And he was like, it's going to be cold in there. So I threw on my hoodie. And he was like, can you just not handcuff her in front of the kids? And they were like, cool with it. And so they took me in. They put the handcuffs on me. They put me in the car. And I went to go see the judge. And she was like, all right, so you got to do community service because that's what I got it knocked down to. And I was like, yeah, sure, okay. And so I did community service once. And then I didn't go back. And then, of course, they showed up later because I didn't do the community service. So then I showed up in court. And I was like, I can't because my son's retarded. And he comes home on a short bus. And I have to be there at a certain time. So I stayed to dismiss the case. So anyway, my friend called me. She went Brick House, and then they got stuck, and that's how the Brick thing started. Not a big deal.
Why she glide over that my older brother was on a short bus? Nobody else heard that? I know I heard that. Hold on, wait a minute.
Because he wasn't on a short bus. It was just an excuse I used. So I didn't have to go. Retarded. I was like, I have to be there to catch the bus. There's nobody else home. So I can't do the community service. So she was like, all right, then case dismissed. You did enough. I was like, all right, don't come back, don't get in trouble. I was like, yeah.
And nobody ever asked you why I am the way I am. Yo,
that's all I'm saying. It wasn't a big deal.
It's
just, you got to take care of your kids.
You lived a very exciting life. You beat someone in. No, she didn't, Judge. Well, isn't that like double jeopardy? You already tried.
I can't do nothing.
That'd be all right. She beat somebody in the head with a brick to the white meat. But also,
I only hit her once or twice.
You claim that LL Cool J was trying to smash. So that could have been my daddy. And you said no because he too light-skinned.
Yeah, I don't like light-skinned men. He wasn't even all that. I mean, he was famous enough for me to know who he was. But he wasn't famous enough where he was had a limo or anything because he was taking the bus. I met him he was at the fucking bus stop. We was at the terminal, just hanging out, trying to pick up girls. He had on his Kengo, he had on his chain. I was like, oh shit. Me and Lisa was like, shit, that's LL Cool J. And we was like, oh my God. And we were all cute and everything. And he was like, yo, baby, da. And I was like, nah, you too yellow for me, boo. And I went on about my business. So then he just promptly turned around and tried to talk to Lisa anyway. Apparently, he was just out looking for pussy.
High Yella said, I don't like high yellow.
I don't like high yellow men. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
You like old men?
I like older men.
Nah, so you like
not necessarily men. Old men.
How many more years your senior you like?
No more than 5.
That's not bad, I guess.
No.
That's not bad.
You got to be able to. I don't need you with back problems because you're not gonna be able to hang with
or
me.
Like erectile dysfunction or some shit like
that.
Yes.
Like
you ever had that? You ever dealt with somebody who had that?
Yes.
Was it annoying? It sounded annoying. It sounded like IBS, but for the
actually no.
Honestly.
No. He had a bad drinking problem, so he couldn't get erect. Whenever he wanted.
Oh.
And, but Even when we were together, it wasn't even about the sex. Like at that point, it was just still about company.
Okay.
And we became really good friends. So we would just sit up all night and smoke cigarettes and drink beer and
Smoke
talk shit.
cigarettes.
You know, we'd go to sleep or whatever.
smoke
But then
cigarettes.
I was out like at night, and I had to be back before y'all woke up. So
She would think that she wouldn't like sneak out and nobody would know that she was sneaking out. But respectfully, niggas knew she was sneaking out. Like she wasn't low, bro.
I wasn't
Like,
sneaking out. I just kind of left. I didn't have to sneak. I'm an adult. I just left.
nigga said I just kind of
They
left.
ate. Y'all were good. Mike was in the house. He was 16. Y'all were coming. I'll be back. I got to get y'all back in time to wake up for school.
Nigga said, yo, this is why this nigga ran away from home at 16.
He didn't run away. He was in jail.
Wait, but he ran away before that. There was a point where the nigga ran away or some shit like that because he had gotten into some beef with daddy or some shit or something like that.
No. He took your father out to fight. He wasn't running away because of that. He left because he sat me down. He was like, I'm 18 now. You know, I'm a man. I should be living in my mother's house. Got me a place. And I was like, oh, he thinks he's breaking my heart. So he's breaking this down slowly for me. So, I don't cry.
Jumping, break it down gently.
Break it down gently. I was like, hi.
I wish that rent was, what? He was 18. He like 40 now, right? No, he only 5 years more than me.
Yes.
I should my bad, bro. Oh, that's 37, 38. He's 18. 20 years ago. At 18 years old. Well, he was. Can I say that?
What?
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, he was selling drugs, feel me? So that makes sense that like at 18, feel me?
And he had already been in and out of jail by then, so.
She was like, bye, nigga.
Well, let's say I got a fry.
Yeah, my youngest brother is really like packing up. He's about to be out the crib. That's gonna be the last fucking one, I think, until Denzel come on.
Mm-hmm.
You got to help that nigga out for a little bit.
Oh, he'll be set. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure. I'm just saying.
No, I'm good.
But she finally got us out the house.
Yes. It's like my retirement came early. You know what my retirement plan was?
What? And what age was your retirement plan? 67?
65. I'm working until I'm 67. I invest my money.
Financial literacy over here.
That's another thing I tried to teach y'all because I wasn't taught that. You got to plan for the future because that shit sneaks up on you. Like, holy shit, I'm 50. I have $17.62 in the bank. That is not going to make it. Right? It's not okay. It's not
this
okay.
This year, after I turned 32, I looked at like what was, I didn't even have a savings account. Mm-hmm. I just had I said, nah. No way. Things got to be fixed. 32. And I got, no, absolutely not.
Yeah. No, I plan on having some money and I plan on retiring at 65, if not sooner. And when I retire, I plan on collecting my checks and getting laid often and well. That's my life.
T, we love that for you. I love that for you. Hope you back get cracked all the ways you want it. I can't wait. All right. Last question, and then we're gonna get into trivia. Nasty. All right. What is your least favorite liquor?
Black Bacardi.
Okay, specific, no problem. Now, if a zodiac sign was that, what would be your least favorite zodiac sign?
Leo.
Remember when I said my daddy was a Leo?
Well, because I'm a Taurus. Mm-hmm. So that's a bad mix. With that ego and that stubbornness.
Oh, and your stubbornness?
And his ego?
Yeah. Wasn't working, huh?
I have not met a Leo yet that I can deal with.
I think that she had told me there was a time they fought and she threw his, you say you threw his stereo out the window or some shit like that?
No, it was his jewelry.
Jewelry something. You sure it was only jewelry? I could have sworn you said you threw something out the window.
No, what's up, jewelry? If it wasn't him, then it was just jewelry.
I'm weak. If it wasn't him, all right. All right. You ready?
Nope.
Rock and pop,
Oh God.
TV and film, fun and games, people and place, science, nature,
That's never gonna happen.
past and present.
I choose D. None of the above.
Not an option.
Okay, do it again.
Rock and pop, TV and film, fun and games, people and places, science and nature, past and present.
How many was that?
That's 6.
Let's do the first one.
Rock and pop?
Why not?
I'm
gonna lose anyway.
Come on, have some
Nobody
confidence
ever
in
wins
yourself.
these games. She's got them rigged.
Oh, please.
She played this at home. She has them rigged. Nobody ever wins at home either. Only her.
She's such a liar. Nah, she's dragging it. You're annoying and you're a liar.
And
And
if
I
she
want them to
loses,
know that.
that's it. Game night is over.
That's not true.
She gets so angry.
No, I don't like when people cheat. That's the problem.
So
And people
everybody's cheating when she loses.
That's the bullshit.
Oh, forget it. Forget it. Forget it. You know, if you lose, that's
No.
it. It's the end of game night.
It is not if I lose. It's when niggas want to start bending rules and not playing the game right.
Which means
And
she's
now it's like,
losing.
No.
And now everybody's bending rules.
I have lost many a time and been like, all right, run that shit back. Don't do that.
Never gracefully.
You don't. She's a liar. Now I don't even want to do this fucking game with you, bro. Holy shit, you're annoying. All right.
I try.
I know. I don't understand why I let you get to me. I know you try to do this shit on purpose. You look for every opportunity. You do. I know you do.
I'm not trying to win the argument. I just want to piss you off.
All right. Let's see if I can give you something that you might know, because you old as hell.
I am.
So let's see. Let's see if I can try to cheat for my mama.
Look at her cheating.
I'm cheating, yeah, so I can give you a good one.
And this is how she loses.
No, shut the
and
fuck-
then it's like
You
everybody else is
60
cheating.
seconds on the clock after I read the first question.
Jeez Louise.
Smash Mouth's song All Star and I'm a Believer were on the soundtrack for what 2001 film?
Shrek.
All right. See, I got you. Damn. Bad Boys Records is a label founded in 1993 by which American rapper?
Don't know.
All right, we'll pass. Which band had the hit song Don't Stop Believing?
Pass. I know that. Oh, something.
What is Ozzy Osbourne's real first name?
Pass. I don't give a fuck.
Which 80s singer was known for her hit Girls Just Want to Have Fun?
Cyndi Lauper.
Which rapper is featured on Katy Perry's song California Girls?
Pass.
Christina Aguilera signed with RCA Records after she recorded Reflection, the theme for what Disney film?
Never heard of it. Pass.
Oh, you're gonna be tight. On which Queen studio does the song Bohemian Rhapsody feature? Last one, bonus question. Who was often referred to as the godfather of soul?
James Brown. I don't give a fuck.
He said, I don't know. I said, bitch.
I don't know what to tell you.
My mother has no social media.
I'm on Facebook.com.
She just say Facebook.com. Oh, I gotta take a citizen asshole. No. Wow, she is on Facebook. If you would like to follow her, I will put her name on our history below. But on a real note, she does crochet, and I don't mean like she crochets like, oh, she crochets. I mean like she's disgustingly, absolutely nasty with it. I'm gonna put a bunch of like the little pieces that she's quite nasty with the fucking
Needles.
with the needles.
With the needles.
And she also knits. And she's
I'm bisexual.
bisexual. Yo,
Bisexual.
Merriam Webster, Merriam-Webster, whatever. Good shit, put that shit in there. That's
Bisexual.
fire. Exactly. Bisexual is crazy. I'm gonna put the things she's done, but she's made every single one of our baby blankets since.
The blankets you sleep under now.
Yeah, the blankets I currently
Capes,
tapes,
hats.
shawls,
There's a lot of stuff.
ponchos,
Even Brian.
headbands.
Remember in the beginning when he did that
Yes,
with
the head
when he
poncho.
still has the hoodie scarves and the native colors.
Where she
The bra tops,
skirts,
skirts,
socks. Oh, you talk about custom shit. Like
capes.
we're talking custom shit. Like my mother can intricately put. Like you're gonna see. We're talking in the background, and in a you should be seeing a bunch of pictures pop up right now as we're talking. And so yeah. So I mean, respectfully hit my mother up. She's really fucking nasty. And then you can find her here at her Facebook on Facebook.com. Yes, you can.